Opening our practical fitness list is the Schwinn IC4. No locked-in expensive subscription screen, just premium magnetic resistance ready for your iPad. Roll the review.
I was already deep in the Apple Fitness and Peloton app ecosystems, so I just needed a high-quality, dumb bike that could talk to my tablet. After hundreds of miles, I can tell you this bike absolutely delivers on that promise. But it's not the seamless plug-and-play experience some people might be hoping for. Design and build quality. Unboxing this thing, my first impression was relief. At over 100 pounds, it's a solid piece of steel that feels almost identical to the bikes I used in commercial spin classes. There is zero wobble, even when I'm out of the saddle on a hard climb. The 40-pound flywheel is heavy, smooth, and because it uses magnetic resistance, it's virtually silent. My family can be asleep in the next room and they hear nothing. The 4-way adjustable handlebars and seat gave me enough room to dial in a perfect fit, which isn't always the case with home-use bikes. It's clear Schwinn, or rather its parent company Nautilus, put the budget into the frame and the core ride mechanics, not flashy extras. Key features in action. The two big features here are the connectivity and the pedals. First, the Bluetooth. It just works. I fire up the Peloton app on my iPad, start a class, and the bike's console immediately starts broadcasting my cadence and heart rate from the included armband directly to the app. It's fantastic. The same goes for Zwift, where the bike also sends its resistance level. This open platform is the IC4's superpower. I'm not locked into one service. Second, the dual-sided pedals. This is a huge value add. One side is a standard toe cage for any athletic shoe, and the other side is an SPD clip. My wife uses running shoes in the cages, and I clip in with my cycling shoes for a more serious ride. Not having to immediately spend another $100 on new pedals is a massive win. The included 3-pound dumbbells are a nice touch and snap right into their cradles, making them easy to grab for those arms and intervals classes. Performance and daily reality. My daily ride is usually a 30 or 45-minute Peloton class. The ride itself feels premium. The resistance knob gives you 100 micro-adjustable levels, and the flywheel momentum feels great. But here's the reality check. The bike's resistance numbers do not match Peloton's. When an instructor yells, "set resistance to 40, that is not a 40 on the IC4's dial. I had to buy a $10 conversion chart decal from Etsy to stick on my bike. It's a minor annoyance, but it's a perfect example of the DIY nature of this setup. The tiny backlit LCD screen is also purely functional. It shows your stats, and that's it. You are bringing the entire experience via your own tablet. Limitations and trade-offs. The biggest trade-off is the lack of integration. You will not show up on the Peloton leaderboard. You are, and always will be, a ghost in their system, visible only by your cadence. If a big part of your motivation is competing with friends, this is a deal-breaker. My other gripe is the assembly. I've seen the horror stories online about stripped pedal cranks, and it's almost always due to users cross-threading them during setup. You have to be patient and careful. Finally, the included heart rate armband is just okay. I found it frequently dropped the connection, and I defaulted to my Apple Watch. The final verdict. So, who is this bike for? Buy this if you are a value-driven, DIY-style person who wants a rock-solid, quiet bike. You already have a tablet and want the freedom to use any fitness app you choose, whether it's Peloton, Zwift, or Apple Fitness. You understand you're saving over $1,000 by giving up the integrated screen and the leaderboard. Skip this if you want a seamless, all-in-one appliance. If you hate troubleshooting, don't want to use conversion charts, or get motivated by competing on a leaderboard, this bike will frustrate you. In that case, you're better off spending the extra money for the real Peloton.
Next up is its twin competitor, the Bowflex C6. Smooth, quiet, rock solid, and perfectly compatible with almost every fitness app on the market. Let's check it out. It's a bike with no screen that, ironically, might be the smartest and most future-proof option on the market. It promises the premium connected fitness experience for half the price. After hundreds of miles, I can tell you it absolutely delivers, but it comes with one or two frustrations you need to know about. Design and build quality. Out of the box, this thing is a tank. It's built from heavy-gauge steel, and the 40-pound magnetic flywheel gives it a super stable, premium ride feel that you just don't get on cheaper, friction-based bikes. It's smooth, and most importantly, it's whisper quiet. My family can be asleep in the next room and they hear nothing. It's no secret this is the exact same bike as the Schwinn IC4, just with different branding. The ergonomics are great for me, with four-way adjustment on the seat and handlebars. My one big complaint is the water bottle holder placement. The cages are mounted vertically on the handlebars, and I absolutely bang my knees on them when I'm riding out of the saddle. It's a baffling design flaw. It's not a deal breaker, but it's annoying. Key features in action. The first key feature is the 100-level magnetic resistance. Instead of a felt pad rubbing on the wheel, this uses magnets, so there's no friction and no noise. The resistance is controlled by a red knob. Turning it adjusts your level from 1 to 100, which you see on the small backlit LCD console. This is great because it lets you quantify your effort. The console also shows your cadence, or RPM, which is the most critical metric for following along with Peloton, Apple Fitness Plus, or Zwift classes. The second and most important feature is its open platform Bluetooth connectivity. This is the whole reason to buy this bike. You turn it on and the bike starts broadcasting your cadence and heart rate from the included armband to any app that will listen. I fire up the Peloton app on my iPad, and boom, my cadence is right there on the screen. It integrates perfectly. This open platform approach means you aren't locked into one ecosystem. If you get tired of Peloton, you can fire up Zwift, and the C6 will transmit your cadence and estimated power, watts, to the app. You can try JRNY, Wahoo, or anything else. This flexibility is its killer app. You're not buying a $20,000 screen that might be obsolete in 3 years. You're just using the iPad or TV you already own. Performance and daily reality. In daily use, the C6 is fantastic. The ride feel is premium, and the heavy flywheel feels great for sprints and climbs. My daily routine is simple. I prop my iPad on the built-in media holder, connect my headphones, and I'm in a class. But let's talk about the Peloton experience reality. Peloton instructors call out resistance levels like, get to 45. The C6's 1 to 100 scale does not match Peloton's 1 to 100 scale. So the first thing I did was Google a Bowflex to Peloton resistance conversion chart, print it out, and tape it to my bike. It's a small hassle, but it works. The other reality is the resistance knob itself. It's not a digital clicking dial. It's a smooth turn knob, which means it can be a little imprecise. When an instructor yells, add 10, you can't just click, click, click. You have to give the knob a decent twist and watch the screen, and I sometimes overshoot or undershoot my number. It's a minor frustration, but one you feel in almost every class. Limitations and trade-offs. The biggest trade-off here is the lack of auto resistance. When you're using an app like Zwift, the C6 will not automatically increase the resistance when you hit a hill. You have to manually turn the knob to simulate the climb. This can pull you out of the experience and is the main feature you're giving up to save $1,000 over a dedicated smart bike. Second, the power and speed numbers it sends to Zwift are an estimation. They're consistent enough to track your own progress, but they're not as accurate as dedicated power meter pedals. If you're a serious data-driven cyclist, you'll find the numbers a bit generous. Final verdict. Buy this if you want a premium, quiet, magnetic resistance bike and you demand flexibility. If you want to use the Peloton app, but also want the freedom to use Zwift, Apple Fitness Plus, or whatever comes next, this is your bike. It's 90% of the Peloton experience for less than 50% of the price, and it doesn't lock you in. Skip this if you're a dedicated Zwift racer who needs auto resistance to feel 100% immersed. You should also skip this if you're a data purist who needs truly accurate power numbers, or if you just want that single, seamless, all-in-one screen and don't mind paying the premium and the subscription for it. Closing the list is the Sole SB1200, proving you can get club-quality hardware and use your own device for ultimate freedom. Let's see the breakdown.
Design and build quality. The first thing you notice during assembly is the weight. This thing is 127 pounds, and it feels like commercial gym equipment, not a lightweight consumer gadget. The frame is heavy-gauge steel, and Sole backs it with a lifetime warranty, which tells you everything about their confidence in it. In daily use, this translates to zero wobble, even when I'm standing and sprinting.
The 35-pound flywheel is hefty, providing a buttery smooth and silent pedal stroke. Adjustability is fantastic, with the seat and handlebars offering four-way, up, down, fore, aft, micro adjustments. Key features in action. The main story here is the 10.1-inch touchscreen. In a market full of bikes that lock you into their own app, this screen is refreshingly open. It comes preloaded with apps like Netflix, YouTube, and Spotify, but its killer feature is screen mirroring. Here's my real-world routine. On Tuesdays, I screen mirror the Peloton app from my tablet for a 30-minute HIIT class. On Thursdays, I prop that same tablet on the integrated holder, connect to the Zwift app, and let the bike's console just show my basic metrics. And on Saturday, for my long ride, I fire up Netflix directly on the bike screen. This freedom is the #1 reason to buy this bike. You are not paying for a machine just to pay again forever for the subscription that makes it work. The bike also has Bluetooth speakers, which are fine for a class, but a bit tinny for movies. I found myself using my own earbuds most of the time. The second key feature is the 100 levels of silent magnetic resistance controlled by a digital knob. This gives you a massive range, from feather-light recovery spins to a climb so heavy you can barely turn the pedals. Performance in daily reality. The ride quality is excellent. That heavy flywheel and magnetic resistance combo is silent and smooth, making it perfect for early morning workouts without waking up the house. The included hybrid pedals are great, letting you use either regular sneakers in the toe cages or clip in with your SPD cycling shoes. However, I did find one consistent quirk. When you turn the resistance knob, the feel of the resistance changes instantly, but the number on the screen lags for a second or two before it catches up. It's not a deal breaker, especially if you're just riding to feel, but if you're in a Peloton class trying to hit a specific resistance callout right now, that lag is noticeable. I also noticed a distinct clack, clack, clack noise from the drivetrain when I would stop pedaling abruptly, which surprised me on such a quiet bike, but it doesn't affect the ride. Limitations and trade-offs. The Sole SB1200 isn't perfect. That 10.1-inch screen feels small compared to the 22-inch and larger screens on competitors like the Nordic Track S22i or Peloton Bike Plus. While Sole offers its own free Sole Plus app with thousands of classes, it feels much clunkier and less polished than the iFit or Peloton platforms. I see it as a free bonus, not the main reason to buy this bike. You are not missing the flashy incline and decline features that Nordic Track offers, so you won't get that auto-adjusting feel during guided rides. This is a pure, solid, straightforward spinning bike. Final verdict. The Sole SB1200 is a fantastic piece of hardware that respects your freedom. It's a bike you'll still appreciate in 5 years, whether your favorite fitness app is Peloton, Zwift, or just Netflix. Buy this if you value build quality, a quiet ride, and the freedom to use any app you want without being locked into a subscription. You are a bring-your-own-experience kind of person who wants a rock-solid machine as your foundation. Skip this if you want the most seamless, immersive, and polished class experience right out of the box. If you want a massive, swiveling screen and a community leaderboard that just works without any fiddling, you're better off paying the premium for a closed ecosystem like Peloton.